Good morning. It is 8:31 a.m. on Wednesday, September 9th, 2020. I'm Christiana Ellis and I just got up. This is 5 more minutes. Technically, that's not exactly true. I've definitely been lately allowing myself a lot more activities before I perform these videos, record them or perform them, however you see that needed. But I took Rocket outside, and then I sat on the living room floor and just played with him for a little bit because he seemed like he was wanting that. He's a very sweet and adorable little boy. Um, then he found a shoebox under the bed and proceeded to tear that into little bits. And then so I cleaned that up and, just been poking around a bit. Um, Listening to some podcasts while some of that was going on. The current run of the game Sleepaway on the One Shot podcast is really great. It's sort of a summer camp based horror and teenage drama game. And it seems like a really cool game, especially if you have the right group of people who are there for it. And he definitely has the right group of people playing because it seems like a really cool game, but also that all the players are just really, on the same wavelength with it. Um, we had a good session of so many levels last night, although it's interesting because this has been such a long running campaign, but we're really getting sort of close to the end. I mean, what we have for the last couple of weeks is all the players sort of trying to wrap up all of the side quests before they go and take on the big boss fight. I mean, that's oversimplifying, of course, but not that much. Um, and so it's been interesting watching them follow those threads and tie some of them off, cut others, and just resolve some of those things. That's, I think, been really cool. It's been something that I haven't really dealt with very much in the time that I've been a DM because, like, I've had this campaign for the entirety of my time as a DM. I've never ended a long campaign before. I think the closest I've come was when I ended the Curse of Strahd campaign. Um, that was, I think, 26 total sessions. But this one, like the episode we had last night, was 150. It's been a long run, and it's been a lot of fun, and I'm mostly right now just trying to think about all the different players and try to make sure that everyone can feel good about where they come in for a landing. Um, yeah, Rocket's continuing to make a mess over there. Um, this is partly because, as mentioned the other day, I'm trying to cut down on the number of chew treats I give him. Because, I don't want him to get an upset tummy, but then he's finding other things to chew on. And some of them are okay, and some of them are less okay. And so I kind of have to keep checking to see, like, okay, what's he chewing on now? Yeah, all right, that's all right. But, because he's got plenty of things that I've bought that are designed for him to chew on them, but he only likes those periodically. He is a very sweet little dog. He did wake me up in the middle of the night last night, though. So this is a good example of how sometimes what happens is, it's bedtime, so I take him out, and I know he should poop before bed, but he doesn't always seem to want to. But then sometimes if I decide he doesn't need to and I take him back inside and he doesn't poop before bed, then he wakes me up at 3 in the morning. Yeah, that happened last night. But, it is what it is. He's still, even though he's 9 months old and some now, he's still, still a puppy. He's still learning how to be a dog in the world. And in my opinion, he's doing great. Although, certainly, I've talked about this with my mom a little bit, but I am definitely feeling like I would have gone through a lot more puppy training classes by now, if not for all the pandemic stuff. Just because I feel like I'm doing mostly pretty well, but there are things that are challenges that he behaves differently than Luna did, and so I'm not necessarily 100% sure that the things that worked with Luna are necessarily the best way to work with him. So having another set of eyes on that behavior might be useful. So I'm thinking about that. But in any case, I'll go ahead and leave it here and talk to you all tomorrow for 5 more minutes.